Hey everybody, welcome. Can I say that? Welcome to Fatso Radio, episode number 102. Fatso Radio, my name is Carlo Volpe, and it's my pleasure to come to you each and every Friday. Woo, episode number 102, folks. What do I talk about tonight? Well, tonight, get a little bit into my week. What I've been doing this week. I get a little bit into politics. Oh, my political, philosophical views. Don't worry, don't get too crazy. And then just want to wrap it up with how to stay safe, folks. How to stay healthy, how to stay connected with our family, and how are we doing? I hope everybody's doing great. I hope everybody's having a great Friday night. I love you all. Fatso Radio. My name is Carlo. Peace. Lily, take it away. Oh, wait. Before we get that, my sponsor. Fatso Radio is brought to you by Volpe Martial Arts. Don't forget to check out volpemartialarts.com for more details. All right. I love you all. Now, Lily, take it away. Fatso Radio. How you like to hear?
Fatso, the really great podcast show.
Fatso, our very first podcast show. Yeah.
Hey, everybody, welcome to Fatso Radio. How you doing? Episode number 102. That's right, folks. And tonight, look at this different look I got for you. If you can see me online, if you're watching, that is. I'm growing it out. I'm growing out the hair. So only the sides are growing, of course, and the beard is growing still. Welcome to Fatso Radio. My name is Carlo. It is my pleasure to come to you every single Friday. Every single Friday, folks. Tonight is no exception. January 15th. Wow, we're halfway through the first month of the new year that feels like last year. I'm not sure, folks, what year it is, but apparently it's 2021 already. I feel like, I'm sure you feel the same, that 2020 really didn't happen. It did happen, apparently, on the books officially, but we're making the best of it, folks. We're making the best of it. We're working if we can. If we're not working, we're helping the neighbors. We're helping whatever if we can. If you're trying to stay safe, trying to stay healthy, what's going on with you? I hope everybody's doing well. I hope everybody is staying safe, and I hope everybody's in contact with their loved ones. I hope everybody's is keeping their mental health in check, their physical health in check. It's all connected, right? So I hope everybody's doing that. For me, what's going on? What's new? It's been a long week for me. I've been walking. It's good. I like it. Delivering. That's what I do. And I've been walking all week. So it's good. I'm getting a lot of kilometers out there, a lot of walking, up hills, down hills. It's been a crazy mix of weather. Today was at one point very dry and spring-like. And then as I was finishing my shift, it got very wet again. And then maybe if it gets cold, it's going to be icy. Earlier this week, I was walking up and down the streets, in and out of parking lots, or in and out of up and down hills, and it was icy and it was slippery. I had to put my spikes on, the cleats on the shoes, and over top my boots, rather, like these rubber slip-ons. And wow, I'm sure I've talked about this before, but I have to talk about it. Saved my life, folks. If you're walking on the ice, if you're walking on any sort of surface at all that is subject to slippery conditions, what I'm getting at is if you're walking, whether it's pavement, whether it's stamped concrete, Lord help us for stamped concrete, because when it's cold and it's icy, there's a little bit of water on it, stamped concrete is pretty crazy. So anyway, I was wearing these spikes and it literally saved my ass every time I walked through everything I took a step off a curb, everything I took a step off the sidewalk, even if there was no ice at all, it was just just cold conditions, and it's slippery a little bit because of the water. It's great. It digs in. It's hard on your body. So that's one thing. So if you are going to get them, just know that it takes an adjustment. It's a little bit harder on your joints, a little bit harder on your hips. I find on my knees, maybe even a little bit on my ankles. It's an adjustment. It changes your gait, apparently, right? It makes sense too. I mean, your gait is basically how you walk, how your feet land, how the distance of your stride, how you put the pressure on your feet, what part of your feet, how it affects your whole body, right? And that pressure, the pounding, whether it's impact or whether it's pain, that can shoot right up your body, and it really does, right? You can feel it. You can feel it in the hips. You can feel it in your shoulders, your back, but it saves your ass, like literally saves your butt. So I've been doing a lot of that on and off. Tuesday, Thursday, or Tuesday, Wednesday, rather, I had to wear them. Thursday, I didn't wear them, but it was a little dicey at one point. And then Friday, today, I have to wear it at all. So if it's rainy and if it's above zero or above freezing, rather, wherever you are in the world. And thank you again. Let me pause for a minute. Thank you for listening and thank you for watching wherever you are in the world. I haven't said the whole, thank you to all the countries in a while. I'm going to bring you that next episode, actually. Remind me. Johnson. I don't have a Johnson or a Jeeves or a secretary or anybody. If you want to help me, email fatsoradio@gmail.com. But no, I want to talk about that again. And I want to say thank you to everybody who's listening from all over the world and watching all over the world, because it's like me and you, right? We're just experimenting. We're just doing this. We're giving it the old college try, whether we're at the college or not. This is college. This is life. This is school of hard knocks, right? So we're living it. But like I said, I've been walking. It's been great. It's hard. You're walking 15 kilometers or 20 kilometers some days. And for me, sometimes it's longer because I'm not really sure where I'm going. And sometimes I have to loop up because I've made mistakes, or not mistakes, but I forgot to remember something I was supposed to remember, and whatever. And that's just that's life. That's it. You know what I mean? Like it's nice. I'm outside. I'm protected from the elements. I got warm clothes on. I'm not made of sugar. I'm certainly not made of sugar these days. Fatso Radio, if you see the sign here. But it's good to be out there. It's good I love to walk, right? I love to be in the fresh air. Even if you're downtown, wherever city you're delivering in, or wherever city you're walking in, or wherever city you happen to be in, and there's some pollution, of course, there's some trucks and you smell these smells and everything like that, but you're outside, you're getting some vitamin D, you're getting some UV rays, which you need, right, to produce vitamin D. Your body needs cholesterol to produce that vitamin D, right? So it's all connected, right? So it's been good walking. It's been a good week, but it's been hard. I'm tired. So that's what's up. That's what's going on. The cleatsman saved my life. I just wanted to make sure I made a point of that, because people have asked me as well. I've actually, not people have asked me, but they've seen me walking. And maybe this is a little public service announcement, but it's like they've seen me walking, like, oh, it's not too bad today. I'm like, no, it's slippery as heck, but I'm wearing these spikes and it's like, it's saving my life. So I've actually had to tell a few people last week, just neighborhood people walking around, walking their dog in the morning, getting their mail, from the community box or from whatever, just going wherever and getting their stuff. So again, if I ever talk about my employer, first of all, I don't want to talk about my employer ever, but I'm not representing my employer ever when I talk here. I didn't in any of my other positions or any of the other companies I've ever worked for, and I don't now, and I don't plan to if I ever change employers and if I ever work in the future. This is my idea, my heart, my experience, my life. Fatso Radio. So it has nothing to do with whatever I'm doing. So if I say I've been walking all day and whether I'm doing any kind of job, you don't have to know. I'm just walking. But the truth is, that's what I do. So anyway, it's been good, right? It's as long as you're warm, as long as you're protected, as long as you're safe, from the elements, we should be outside. We are creatures that we evolved to be outside. We've been outside longer than we've been inside, right? We've been, just like a lot of things that make sense, we've been eating meat longer than we haven't been eating meat, or we've been eating meat longer than we've thought we haven't had to eat meat, or for sure thought we've definitely been eating meat longer than we've thought that we shouldn't eat, or the select few people in the world that don't think we should eat meat at all. Not select few, but there are people, of course. So we've been eating meat a lot longer, and we've been thinking about that a lot longer, just like everything else. We've been walking, and we've been outside, and that's why we need to be outside. We need to be outside. We need to get the sun. We need the sun like plants need the sun, right? We need the sun. We need water. We need the sun. We need to grow, and we need energy. We need fat to fuel us, right? We need protein to build and repair and keep our immune system in check and let us grow when we're growing and keep us strong, so we can create and write and paint and sing and dance and all of that stuff. So that's what's been going on for me. That's what's been going on with me. It's been a good week. It's been a busy week. Like I said, we're pretty lucky. January, Southern Ontario, middle of January, it's like hovering around 0, 1 or 2 degrees, 3 degrees Celsius. So that's like what, 30, mid 30s, high 30s maybe. Yeah, it's probably high 30s. So it's good. We're lucky. It's pretty good. So I can't complain, folks. I can't complain. And before I say anything else, I say I can't complain. Again, I'm so lucky. I'm so happy. I'm so fortunate, right? I really am. I know I say right a lot. I'm sorry. But I'm so fortunate and I am so happy. And like a lot of people, I believe that we are so fortunate to live in these times, even though there's a pandemic, even though there's craziness going on, even though there's political nuts going on both sides. I'm not even just insinuating that it's only the people that look like nuts on in the media, because there's nuts behind the scenes too, and there's nuts in the media that may look like not nuts to us, honestly, to me or you. So I understand that. I understand there's many different ways to look at every political action and reaction and event. Just like everything else in life, there's more than 3 sides of the story. There's 50 sides of the story, and I get that. What's going on though? What's going on, right? I honestly think, and this is the part of the show where it's not even about fat or nutrition or anything. I just think that it's the media trying to make us crazy. Do you think? Do you see the guy next door to you? Do you see your brother, your sister, your cousin, whatever, have these crazy ideas? No, you probably don't. If you do, talk to them. If you know these people that have the ideas that are projected on TV and the media is kind of plastered in our face, then yes, have this conversation with them. But I don't believe that's happening. I really don't. I believe that online is where all of this is happening. I believe that people for the most part are living online right now. And I don't know if there's any conspiracy theories or whatever saying that there's somebody pulling the strings behind the scenes encouraging us to do this and wanting us to do this and maybe not to say they're pulling the strings, but really trying to shape us and maybe navigate us and corral us into a certain way of life. And who knows what's going on, but it's not natural to be isolated. It's not natural to not be connected with people. So yes, we're staying connected online. It's good. It's not as good as being connected physically. It's not as good as hugging your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, your cousin, whatever. But you still can, right? You still can sometimes. You still can, unlimited to this, whatever. So when you can, do it. But you still need to be connected. And this is a good time. Like we've been saying all year, and everybody's been talking about, probably has been saying all year, but this is a good time. It reminds us how valuable each one of us are, and how valuable each one of us are to each other, right? The whole idea of it takes a village. It takes a village. I mean, and I really don't think that like it seems like the village, this is what I want to say. It seems like the village idiot is the one that's, or the few village idiots are the ones that storm buildings, right, and cause trouble and riots and all of this stuff. Now, riots are completely, I don't want to say they're completely different, but they're not different. I guess there's riots. There's storming the Capitol building was terrible. The riots that are going on in the U.S. throughout this whole year were terrible, right? I don't know who's blamed for anything of it. I really don't know who's blamed for any of it, but I know that it's all bad. I don't agree with any political violence at all. I don't agree with any violence at all. I don't. In life, I don't agree with any violence unless it's necessary, unless your life's in danger, unless it's your last resort, right? When it's a last resort, then it's a last resort. But that's not it. That's not the case. You don't have to do this. We are all generally safe, especially these days where we're inside so much. I'm not saying it's good to be inside so much, but we are inside so much and people are generally safe. So why are they doing that? Why are people going out and making a big deal and causing trouble and getting arrested and getting in trouble? And some people are just off the rockers, I guess, or not off the rockers. Or just some people are just at certain points in their life where they're going to do crazy things like that. And they're doing crazy things like that. Honestly, I'm not going to get too deep into this, but I can't blame one man, one woman, anybody for this. The only time I can blame one person for this is the individual who's actually doing it. And I will always blame that person. I was having a discussion with my friend. I'll call it a discussion, but it's really a debate. Samir, I hope you're listening to this or hope you're watching. So I'm not going to name his name, but Samir, I hope you're watching. About this the other day. And it's like, the idea of, yes, it's not good to say things that people can interpret as you inciting a riot. Okay. It's not good to say things that people can interpret or people can see and hear as you suggesting they go down and storm the Capitol building. Yes, that's not good to do that. it's not good to say a lot of things that he says, but he didn't say to do that, right? So I get it. So I can't say that you're wrong to say, or anybody's wrong to say that he shouldn't have said those things. You're right. He shouldn't have said those things. But is it his fault? Is it his fault? That's what I want to get at, I guess. Is it his fault that Joe Blow, idiot with the horns, idiot with the whatever the idiots are, is it one guy's fault that those people stormed the building? No, it's not. How many songs, how many movies call for political upheavals, call for political violence, which I don't think he did. I really don't think he did. I think he's basically trying to be, first of all, he's a blowhard, right? But he's over exaggerating and he's a blowhard. He overspoke on things that he, I don't know. I think what he probably meant, I can't speak for him, but I think what he probably meant is, hey, go challenge us, talk to your senators, call them. I know he didn't say that. He said go, but he could have meant was go down there and protest. You could like protesting, political protesting has been around forever, right? If they could have peacefully protested outside the gates and protest, that would have been something. If that could have grown, if that could have been big, that could have been something, right? Yeah, they probably would have ignored it, but at least it could have been something. But you storming the building and like causing trouble and sitting on people's chairs and causing damage and stealing things. Well, you're an idiot. Sorry. Absolute idiot. Those people are idiots and they should go to jail. They should get treated just like any idiots get treated. When you break the law for something and you're an idiot and you're found guilty because there's intent and there's you're found to be guilty, go get punished, right? So, but Samir, I'm not going to name your name, but I was trying to tell you yesterday, you have to be an idiot yourself, or you have to be the person to do that yourself, to do that. So I guess we'll leave it at that. You're not the person to do that, by the way, my friend, who I'm not going to name. I love you, by the way, my brother. And I'm not the person who's going to do that, right? However, in these current situations, we're not, because these aren't something that would warrant it in my mind or your mind. However, if things ever got to a crazy point, which they're not, I hopefully ever get to, then it may be different, right? So who knows what's ever going to happen? But I know what you're saying, and I know you know what I'm saying, and I love you, brother. Thank you for that debate. But I still think that it's crazy that and I know this is not about fats and everything, and we'll get back to it somehow. We'll stay healthy, hopefully, in this episode. We will, because I'm going to talk about pho. Remember that. And I'm not, whatever, the soup, the Vietnamese Thai soup. And I'm not trying to get too political, but like it's going to like, why do they need to put so much energy towards continuing the hate? And you can easily say that he hates. I don't know that he hates, honestly. And you could say that he's incited hate, and you can say that he's grown hate in people. You can say that he's given people a reason to hate, and he's caused division. You can say all of that, but why hate more? Why hate more? Why continue to hate this man or anybody who follows him, especially the people who follow him? That really hurts me, because the idea of canceling him, you know what I'm talking about, right? The president, the idea of canceling the president on all these platforms is something that I don't understand. I'm not sure. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but I don't understand it, because what the hell do we know? What is this platform? What is any other platform? And who owns it? And what do they want? And what's acceptable to them? This is all uncharted territory. So I don't know. But I in my opinion, just from a pragmatic standpoint, I guess, why would they, right, the US, continue to waste money and I know all political money, all the hearings and all the whatever has cost money. It's all waste of money. Yes. So they've wasted money already trying to impeach him. They wasted money already trying to show that he was in collusion with Russia, which it wasn't true. Turns out that the other side was spying on him. That's amazing. But they're still trying to show that he needs to be impeached. They're still trying to prove that he's such a bad boy, even though he's now accepted that he's lost. And again, I'm not a supporter. I'm just, more of a reporter on this than a supporter on this. But he's lost. And he said, okay, even though he doesn't agree with it, of course, even his heart, you can say he doesn't believe it. It doesn't matter what he believes, but he's accepted. He's going to transition, right? He said, he fought. He tried to do the legal things. Yes, he keeps on trying to do the legal things. He might still try and do the legal things. But if he's accepted the defeat, and if he's accepted to peaceful transition, what he said, which he said, and why would you not? I mean, like that is America still, right, folks? And it's Trump. Trump loves America. You can't put Trump in any other country, and I don't think he's gonna do that well. It's America. The reason why he loves America is because it's America. So why impeach him? The biggest thing I've heard back was, or the biggest kind of reason was, well, if they impeach him, then he can't run again. Okay. Why would someone run again? Let's take a minute. Someone run again if they think they can win. The whole Republican Party didn't want this guy to win, right? The whole establishment didn't want him to win. The whole left side definitely didn't want him to win. They didn't want him to win so bad. They even, in my opinion, sabotaged themselves. And I'm from the left side. I thought, anyway. I don't know. I'm in the middle. But so if I don't even know where I'm going with this, but I know where I'm going with this actually. If you think, or if you're worried, or if you think that there's a concern, or we should be worried, or people in general should be worried, or he shouldn't be allowed to run again, because why? He might win? Why might he win? Like, even if you think he's a jerk, even if you think he's bad for America, if almost half the country, give or take, right? If he's the chance that he might win, and if he's that much of a threat to your side or the establishment, is that why you don't want him to run? Because you think he might win? Okay, but how is he going to win? He's going to win because he gets votes. Like, yeah, it's not exactly the popular vote. I understand that. But this is what I don't understand. I think what the media needs to cover is why the left is so angry and so hell-bent on destroying Trump. Why are they so hell-bent on destroying Trump and making a mark on him? Because they don't want any of his ideas of draining the swamp. This is my opinion. They don't want any of his ideas of draining the swamp to linger into the party or into the world. I think they want everything to go back to normal, like Obama normal. And like just more debt, bigger government. And remember, I'm on the left side mostly, right? But I find myself teetering on the right a lot because I don't understand. I don't understand what's going on with this whole wokeness. And I didn't really want to get into this too much, but this whole idea that we're so woke and we're so awake and aware of our sin and of our faults that you have to like jump on people literally the second they make a mistake. I don't understand where that comes from. And I feel for anybody that goes through it. And I've gone through it, of course, and everybody's gone through it, I'm sure, in some ways. But the idea of, and I think this is what is getting to people, is this idea that why are we so, I don't know what this is, this woke culture, right? And with that is like this idea of canceling somebody, of just, if I make a mistake and I say something stupid, and I'm going to say something stupid, I've said, listen to the tapes. I'm 98 years old. Listen to the tapes. Go back and watch the episodes and listen to the episodes. Of course, I've said stupid things. I'm going to say stupid things. I'm going to apologize for them now. I'll apologize for them later if you call me on them. And it's just life, right? But this idea that you can cancel somebody because you just don't agree with them, right? The idea of this First Amendment is like foggy now. Right? The idea of the First Amendment, in my idea, is a freedom of speech. You can say what you want. Now, the big gray area is you can say what you want, but on somebody's platform. You can say what you want outside your house. You can stand on your driveway and just belt out. Well, I mean, someone's probably going to call the cops, actually, and you're probably going to get a fine. Maybe you can't just say what you want. But And you can't really be a town crier these days because where are you going to stand? You got to put a mask on, which is one thing that's okay, but you can't really project yourself with a mask on as well. And people, if it's hard to hear, they can't even read your lips, so that's difficult. But even besides the mask thing, because I don't care, I wear a mask every day. I walk fucking 10, 15 kilometers wearing a mask. But like, it's more just like people need to see your lips. People need to see you talk, the lips, the moving. Anyway, I'm off topic here, but you know what I was talking about. We need to, like, I don't think canceling something is good. I think this is why podcasts is so great. I think this is why podcasts are going to continue to grow and continue to be the norm. I mean, we all know Rogan's podcast. We all love Rogan's podcast. I love Rogan's podcast anyway. It's been like a huge part of my life. You know, it's in the last, however, 10 years, maybe 9 years, probably, or 10 years I've been listening to it. But other podcasts like that, it's just the medium, the way of talking to somebody, the way of listening to somebody, of getting ideas across, and just long form conversation, right? That's what we need, and that's what we need more of. I wish they would put Trump on a podcast for 3 hours. I mean, when you talk to someone for 2 or 3 hours, and by the way, I don't think they ever will, because I think the media, I mean, maybe on Rogan's podcast, maybe he will go on, who knows? But the mainstream media doesn't want to have something like that. And the mainstream media itself, it's like, it's going away, right? Maybe it's not just podcasts, but internet news, online news. I mean, it's the mainstream media, the big companies have their internet as well, but this is the alternative news that is growing. And it's not, I don't know, if you cancel, I guess to close up the whole cancel thing, the whole deleting people. I mean, if you're on something like Twitter or YouTube or Facebook or any of these platforms that they're not public utilities. I get it. They're not public utilities, but are they publishers then? Well, if you're publishing, then you're editing content, and you're filtering, and you're moderating, and you're allowing things and not allowing things. Well, then you're editing content, right? So then it's a private thing. So it's not a public thing. So are they responsible for the stuff on there? No, they're not responsible. Well, it sounds like they are responsible. So it's very complicated to me, honestly. But it doesn't matter, because all 12 of my listeners don't care shit, and they want to watch me with my new bald head. It's not new. I just always wear a toque, usually, or always wear a hat, and I don't know. But anyway, let me know how you think. Let me know what you think about this. fatsoradio@gmail.com. Folks, I also want to know what you want to hear about and want to see, and who you want to hear from, and what kind of things you want to hear about. I talked about Fatso Radio, the ketogenic diet, of course. I talked about the carnivorous diet, the carnivore diet. I'm just going to keep on talking about that. I'm going to get more and more people on the course. Of course, let me know who you want on the show. If you're in the podcast world, if you listen to people that are in the podcast world as well, you want to share this with them and give them an idea to contact me, and I'll contact them and we'll hook it up. I'm just obviously a little busy right now with just working my regular job. But of course, this is still the thing that drives me to really keep on doing what I'm doing as well. It does drive me, but it's not the thing, of course. Being healthy and being alive and performing well is what really is keeping me going at this, right? And again, I've talked about this before. I'm not speaking on behalf of any of my employers, if whatever I ever do in the future, whatever I'm doing now, but I'm working all day long, and I'm burning a ton of calories, right? I'm doing a lot of exercise. I'm doing a lot of work, physical work, right? I'm walking a lot. I'm lifting stuff. I'm turning, I'm bending, I'm doing this all. And I get up 6:45, 7 o'clock. Usually I'm out the door. I work either by 8 or by 9, depends on where I'm working, or 7:45, whenever it is, depends on where I'm working. And I'm out, and I'm in the office, I'm in the depot, or wherever I am, I'm working, and then I'm on the road. If I'm on the road, I'm back at 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, depends how long the day is. But, excuse me, but like, that's a whole day long. I mean, from getting up at 7 o'clock in the morning, I'm not eating anything. I'm drinking some water, of course. I'm having some water and some salt. I do that. And then all day long, I'm going, no food. I get home, I have my big meal, whether it's a steak or a roast or whatever, some kind of meat, some kind of eggs, some kind of cheese, some kind of animal stuff, and it's good. The thing is, it's not, I don't want to say it's simple as far as easy, because it is pretty simple as far as it being like, it's not complicated, right? It's not complicated for me. It's I just don't eat, and when I do eat, I'll have some meat, and I'll have some meat. That's it. I'm trying to have a lot of liquid with that. That's why I want to talk about the pho. You can say pho or pho, I guess. Not Vietnamese, so you're gonna shit on me no matter which way I say it. But PHO. And that's what I want to talk about as well, because that is a perfect meal for me. Because one of the things I want to talk about, or one of the things I have talked about, and I want to bring up again, is that in ketosis, when you're in ketosis, not just, I find if you read the books, a lot of times you'll hear people say, or you'll hear authors and scientists and doctors say that a lot of times you'll need more sodium just during your transition period, or for a lot of people, it's simply only during their transition period. But for me, I believe that I need it a lot. I need it just regularly. I just need to regularly eat more sodium than I did before, quite a bit more than I did before. However, I did eat sodium. I did consume sodium in ways where I didn't really account for it in other ways, like processed food, maybe. So in a nutshell, I'm not sure if I've eaten more or less these days, but I do know that I need to add quite a bit of salt in general to my food. So I put that pink Himalayan salt or whatever the best salt I can find, and I put that on all my food, all my meat, everything I eat. Even if I have a coffee, I'll put salt in it. Even if I have decaf coffee, I'll put salt in it. You may think I'm crazy. I don't drink coffee all the time, but I do drink coffee or decaf often. Not often, but I like it. And caffeine is just a little bit harder on me these days, so it keeps me up a little bit too much. But yeah, I put salt on it. The reason why I like this pho or pho, I think it's pronounced pho. I don't know why I'm questioning it, but it's because it's got an awesome broth, right? And it's just a beef broth. I think actually last time I ordered, I had Tom Yum broth in it, which is amazing, but it's a big bowl of beautiful, salty bone broth, right? There's amazing benefits of bone broth. We all know the amazing benefits of bone broth. In that bone broth, and the Tom Yum soup's a little spicy. I love that. In there's lean beef, there's tripe, there's soft tendon, there's some brisket, and they have some veg in there as well. I actually asked for no noodles. Usually there's some noodles as well. I asked for no noodles, and I like the spring bean sprouts on the side. So I just put a dash of spring bean sprouts. I don't mind saying spring rolls. I just put a dash of the bean sprouts in there because I liked a little bit of a crunch. But I had that soup. Even though we had takeout, it was amazing. By the time I got home, it was still hot. It was still hot enough to like just warm up that beef till it's like not red anymore. It's amazing. It's so good. And it was salty, and it gave me all that fluid and all that liquid that I need. And that's basically what I do, right? I'll have a day where I'm walking all day long or driving in a truck or whatever, but I'm working all day long. I don't even drink that much water. I do drink a little bit. I don't overhydrate too much. I don't know really. I don't know. We'll talk about that one day. Why? I don't know. But when I get home, I basically spend the evening hydrating myself, right? I'll drink a bunch of water. I drink just club soda. I drink a lot of that. I'll put salt in that. I'll drink just beef broth sometimes. And that's why something like the soup is amazing, because it gives me all that liquid that I need, all that water I need, and all that salt I need. So that is a good keto dish, a good kind of a basic carnivore dish. If you leave all the veg out and it's just the beef and the broth, that's awesome. So the last thing, I think that's maybe it I want to talk about today. Yeah, folks, that's it. That's what I want to talk about. Well, I mean, in general, I want to wrap it up with stay happy, stay healthy. This is COVID, right? This is the time, and I know that we've been there's lockdowns again, there's more lockdowns again, but if you can get out to walk around with your family, whether you're hopefully in a small group, or if you can be in 4 or 5, so whatever the group is, go outside, try and be healthy, try and stay healthy, folks. Please. And I'm trying to do the same for my family as well, but I know it's difficult. Not only is the online schooling difficult, and the online, just the friggin' online everything, right? Sometimes I feel like this is This is the people that, have been said, oh, these electronics are going to ruin us all. And those people are just wringing their hands, I feel like, or those people are just laughing at us going, oh, I told you all fools. Well, I know. And sometimes it seems so crazy. And sometimes I even question why I'm doing this. Who's all 12 million of you that are listening and watching and just waiting to hear every word. Thank you. Mom, Dad, thank you. I love you for listening. Lisa, Sarah, all the listeners out there, all the viewers. Everybody, thanks for listening to Fatso Radio. Please comment on my hairdo. My daughter says, Papa, you can just grow it out. So I'm going to grow it out. We'll see what happens here. I haven't had these. It's darker than I remember it is. It's good though. This part is a little bit white. But we're going to see what happens. And folks, how do you stay healthy? Go outside, try and get some sun. The little sun that there is, try and get it. Try and stay away from sugar. I know it's hard. Stay away from it. If you're going to have some crap little bit of sugar here and there, but don't have something that's going to wreck your body for a long time. Whatever. Do the best you can. Folks, don't stress out. Love your neighbor. Love your brother and your sister and your mother, and give them a show, give them a Zoom call, and tell them you love them. Happy New Year, by the way. It's January 15th. I had my mom's birthday last week. Happy birthday, Mama. Had my wife's birthday last week. Happy birthday, babe. I love you, Fatima. Had my daughter's birthday before that. Christmas before that. Do you think it's easy, folks? You think it's easy? No, just kidding. I love it. I love it. All the ladies in my life, my mom, my wife, my daughter, and Christmas and everything. It's amazing. I love you all. I love all the listeners. I love all the viewers. Thank you so much for watching Fatso Radio. The episode number 102. This is episode number 102. I don't even know what I'm going to call this, but who knows? Politics or maybe walking. Who knows what I'm going to call it? But every day's an adventure, folks. Let me know what you want to hear about. Let me know your questions. Let me know. I'll curate them all together. I get questions now, but it's nice if you say, hey, Fatso Radio, here's a question for you. Hey, Carlo. Okay. By the way, my name is Carlo Volpe. My pleasure to come to you every single Friday night. Fatso Radio. This episode, I didn't talk about it yet, but this episode is sponsored by, I don't know why I said that. This episode is sponsored by Volpe Martial Arts. I'm not wearing the toque tonight, but Volpe Martial Arts, KW's newest, hottest Kung Fu and Hapkido. Check it out. They're online right now. Even though there's a lockdown going on, they're still online. Sifu Adam Volpe is my brother. Check him out, volpemartialarts.com. I love you all. But I'm going to say thanks for listening, and Liv's going to ring us out with the old podcast jingle, theme, whatever. Thanks, everybody. Hope you have a great night. Halfway through January. We can do this. We can do this. We're all in this together, right? Family. We can do this, guys. I love you all. Peace. Fatso Radio. Let's say bye to everybody. Bye. And we'll say thanks for listening. Say thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.
Bye-bye.
Fatso Radio, the really great podcast show.
Fatso Radio, the really great podcast show.
So get your butt and get in your chair.
Don't eat your nails and don't pull your hair.
We'll talk about chicken or talk about steak.
We'll talk about fat, for goodness sake.
Fatso, the really great podcast show.
Fatso, our very first podcast show.